So today we're at a completed project in West Scotland Street that we completed around a month ago. So today I'm going to show you around, tell you a little bit about the garden, the various things that we did and the sort of design process. The brief from the customer was to create a really natural flowing garden using, again, lots of natural materials, lots of space for planting, and in the planting space, a bit of an allowance for the customer to then continue working and developing that space as time goes on. This job at the start, it was just an initial brief. We then created 2D designs. We went back and forth on that a couple of times until we had something the customer was happy with. We then went and created a 3D design, and again, a couple of revisions on that, and what you can see here is the final design that we settled on. So in terms of themes and materials used in the garden, we've used the Dutch pavers for a couple of seating areas. We've used corten steel to create planters and edging around the lawn and the beds. We've used stone for creating this wall here, and again, stone boulders throughout the beds. Lots of really natural materials. It's a really sort of soft, bright space to be in. So as you can see, as you come into the garden here, we've used these small 10mm gravel, and that's kind of a footpath round here, and that then takes you up round the side to the actual entrance of the property there. We've installed a small lawn here, again, just to add a little bit of colour, and we've edged that lawn with 3mm steel edging. The theme of that also continues around these beds here. So the purpose of using that edging is it's really minimalist. So in a small space like this, it's not too kind of chunky, it doesn't take up too much space, and it keeps everything easy to maintain and separates and delineates these areas. The first paved patio area, which we've used the Dutch pavers for, we've gone for a herringbone pattern on both patios, which looks great. It's just something that's a little bit interesting. And around the perimeter, we've got a double edge of, again, the Dutch pavers. And this really is just so that the customer could put a small bench here, which you can see they've popped in place. Got this rockery bed here. Now the idea has been that this bed kind of steps up from this lower area to this higher area, but without it just being a wall. So the height starts at this patio here, and it sort of builds up to this higher level here. Lots of space for planting. You can see all the different colours. It looks brilliant. And again, the same as the lawn, we've got that steel edge that just separates the gravel from the bed. In terms of planting, this is one of the main features of the garden, corten steel planters. As you can see, we've built these into the stone wall. Because it's corten steel, when it's initially installed, it's basically a silver colour, and that rusting starts to come in, you know, over time. So as it rains, as you can see, it's starting to go that nice orangey colour, and that will continue to progress as the months go on until this colour you see here takes over the whole planter, and that'll really pop out and yeah, look brilliant. In terms of dealing with the levels in the garden, as I mentioned, we've built this low stone wall here. So it's just a random rubble style wall, and we just picked up sandstone from one of the local quarries, and we've constructed this wall, and we've used lime-based mortar to point that. As a company, we're a massive fan of stone, and anytime we get a chance to use it to build any walls or features, the guys are always really happy to do that. So that's what we did here, and very happy with the outcome. Stepping up from here, we have the main patio area. Again, it's the Dutch clay pavers that we've used. Same theme as the patio down there. We've got the kind of double edging and then the herringbone pattern throughout. The customers put their new table there. As you can see, it fits the space really, really well. So this top area, we've really kept it quite simple. We've gone for the 10mm gravel as the majority of the surface in here, which is suitable for table and chairs like the customers put here. And along the perimeter, we've got a nice bed that starts off quite narrow and spreads out and comes back in to meet the entrance to the property. And we've got two big pleach trees here, which are just starting to come in and will continue to mature. They're just for some added screening and privacy for the customer. All in all, really fantastic project, small garden, but I think we've used the space really, really well, used lots of lovely materials and created a really nice, bright, usable space for the customer.